Aloha, it's Kiana Kayabyab, and here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Also, mahalo to Longs Rugs Hawaii for sponsoring the show. Head on over to your neighborhood Longs Rugs for all your shopping needs. Jerome Powell is the Federal Reserve Board chairperson. He will enter this week's meeting in a much more desirable position than he likely ever expected. That's because inflation is getting close to the Fed's target rate. The economy is still growing at a healthy pace. Consumers keep spending, and the unemployment rate is near a half-century low. When they last met in December, the Fed's policymakers say they expected to cut their benchmark rate 3 times this year. Yet the timing of those rate cuts remain uncertain. Most economists say they expect the first rate cut to occur in May or June. An enemy drone that killed 3 American troops and wounded dozens of others in Jordan may have been confused with an American drone. That's according to 2 anonymous U.S. officials who were not authorized to comment today. The officials say preliminary information suggests the enemy drone that struck the installation known as Tower 22. The drone may have been mistaken for an American drone that was in the air at the same time. The officials say the enemy drone was flying in at a low altitude as a U.S. drone was returning to base. As a result, there was no effort to shoot down the enemy drone. The Hawaii football team is getting an early start with today's first practice of spring training. The Rainbow Warriors are expected to open the season on August 24th against a still-to-be-determined opponent. Oregon pulled out of the Week 0 game against the Warriors. The 15th and final spring practice is expected around February 24th. That means the Warriors will have 9 weeks of off-season strength and conditioning training through the end of the semester. Head coach Timmy Chang says the early start will provide ample recovery time for players who suffer injuries during spring training. The company behind a global recall of sleep apnea machines says it will stop selling the devices in the U.S. That's under a tentative agreement with regulators. Philips has recalled more than 5 million pressurized breathing machines. Their foam can possibly break down over time and be inhaled by users. The deal announced today has not yet been finalized. A U.S. court will need to approve the deal. Philips would continue servicing existing machines in the U.S. However, the company would not be able to sell new ones until meeting several corrective actions laid out by the FDA. A dying thief who confessed to stealing ruby slippers from the Wizard of Oz received no prison time when he was sentenced today. 76-year-old Terry John Martin stole the slippers in 2005. The slippers were housed at the Judy Garland Museum in late actor Judy Garland's hometown of Grand Rapids, Minnesota. Martin's attorney says he had gone straight but wanted to pull off one last score. Federal prosecutors have put the slippers' market value at about $3.5 million. Both sides recommended Martin be sentenced to time served because he has only a few months to live. Martin is in hospice care and is expected to die soon. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Mahalo, have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.